Well, we've still definitely been dealing with some fits in the crypto market. The good news is that we had a bounce back day for SHIB and crypto overall yesterday. We started off this weekend on a little bit of a red note, not really surprising. Volume is cooled. We're kind of waiting for things to get in motion once again. And it seems like every end of the month as of late, we're having some sort of sell off right before things get exciting yet again. And I do want to talk briefly about that in this video. I want to talk about actually exchange supply approaching record lows in terms of volume. I do want to give everybody some context about what we're dealing with now in terms of interest surrounding memes. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So yeah, yesterday was a green day for SHIB. We were actually up 2.37%. We bounced back to our longer term trend, and it's looking like we're again doing what we've done many times before. Breaching this longer term trend, trying to get a slingshot back above here. And what I find very interesting is it seems like at the end of every month, like I was talking about, we get some sort of sell off right before we get a nice shot to the upside, sell off before a shot to the upside. Here, same thing, late June, sell off right before we got a shot to the upside. And you know, what I have to say is very promising is we're basically in the same spot that we were at the start of September, at the start of August. It looks like we're probably going to be here again at the start of October, and we're setting slightly higher highs there, which is a great sign. But frankly, right now, things are pretty quiet throughout the space. For example, you know, meme coin trading volume across the crypto market down to $6.26 billion. Market volume in totality is down to like $150 billion. It's pretty quiet heading into the weekend. And it seems like everybody is just kind of hesitant to make a move right now. I looked at open interest across the crypto space. It's very steady Eddie, place of equilibrium, not really that surprising. You know, ETH is right now trying to get back above this 4,100 level. We had a nice bounce off of our 100-day moving average. BTC trying to hold it onto its trend right here. So nobody's really making any abrupt movements here, if that makes sense. Everybody's just watching and waiting and seeing how things progress. Now, that being said, I love the accumulation day. I love the bounce back and the showing of strength there. That's exactly what we needed. And actually, during this time, we've actually approached record lows in terms of exchange supply for Shiba Inu. So these are actually some levels that we have not seen since back here at the end of August, but also some levels that we haven't seen since back here in June, maybe start of July. And that's showing that, again, we're getting to this point where people are buying and hoarding supply, and that's exactly what we want. And maybe that brings us to a moment where we can break out and start to move to the upside. But what I will say here, may not be popular, but I will say that right now, nobody cares. Nobody's caring about crypto right now. I'm not sure if anybody's looked at crypto search traffic, but it's very quiet. There's not much going on. We're basically at some levels that we were at in June and May and March, right? It's pretty stagnant. And unfortunately, when we get down to those times in the crypto market, meme coin search traffic comes right with it. And right now, meme coin search traffic is incredibly low. We're at a 5. Okay. These are the levels that we were seeing all during this valley from basically February all the way up until August here. Okay. Now, understand this. This doesn't mean that we can't move. Doesn't mean that we can't, make slingshot moves to the upside or anything like that. What it means is just right now, people outside the space don't really give a shit. Okay. And when we talk about things that are necessary for us to make some moves to the upside, like retail adoption, retail doesn't really adopt when search traffic is low, when things are blah, when they're stagnant. Now, the promising thing is that every Q4, well, not every Q4, but pretty much every Q4, things get pretty exciting in the crypto market. We get out of that kind of summer lull and we start to see more explosive moves across the crypto market. Look at 2024, look at 2023, look at, bull market cycles in the past. It always seems to be Q4 where we have some of the most volatile and explosive moves. And a big part of that happens to be adoption. It happens to be a lot of this capital that is sidelined starting to re-enter the market. Now, that being said, if you hadn't noticed here, we weren't really getting that push to the downside. We did build this inverse head and shoulders like we had been discussing. We broke that neckline to the upside. I'd love to see this be a point of rejection for USDT dominance. And you guys can see we are getting that at that 50-week moving average. But Now it's just basically we need this push, this re-injection of capital into the market and to hit some lower lows. All right. We need to see more minting in terms of stables here as well. These are the things that are going to take us to some exciting levels. If we take a look back here in December, what was happening? We got that slingshot move to the downside in terms of USDT dominance, and it's because there was enough confidence in the market to see that capital re-entering the space. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The outside masses not paying attention a whole lot right now. But that being said, that can shift very quickly. You get into some exciting movement, interest peaks again. You start to see people adopting in the crypto market, and hooray, we're off to the races again. But it might be pretty boring through the weekend. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's already started off that way. And I'd love to just see the market show some stability. I'm hoping we don't see a lot of manipulation when we get to the end of the weekend again, like we saw last weekend. If you guys remember, as soon as that Sunday candle closed and Monday's candle opened, that was right when we got the sell-offs and the manipulation taking place. Maybe it happens the opposite direction. Maybe this causes a pump for the week, but we'll see where we're at. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, fundamentals for SHIB continue to remain good. I want to see more though. I want to see us take some steps forward. I want to see us break, 1.55 million holders, and maybe that comes over the coming weeks here. We saw another day where we climbed in terms of holders. Again, exchange supply is looking good. So just more. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.